Hello everyone, once again welcome back. In the previous video, we studied the novel To Serve with Love by E.R. Braithwaite. All the links of section 4, that is novel, are given in the description box. Dear students, once again I want to remind you that the questions on this section will be memory based. It means there will be no extract from this novel. There will be question 5th C on this novel. It carries 4 marks. So, let us start the novel 4.3 Around the World in 80 Days. The novel is written by the French novelist Jules Gabriel Verne. In French language, we can say Jules Verne. Jules Verne was born in 1828 and died in 1905. He is a French novelist, poet and playwright. He is the second most translated author in the world. He wrote popular series of adventure novels. Around the World in 80 Days is a travel adventure novel. The major characters in the novel are Phileas Fogg, Passepartout, Aouda and Detective Fix. The novel is full of adventures and excitement. Phileas Fogg, the major character in the novel, accepts the challenge to go around the world in a short span of 80 days. In accomplishing this feat, he goes through various lands and meets with diverse adventures. He faces many hurdles, obstacles, ups and downs, and impediments. In this journey, his newly employed valet, means personal attendant Passepartout, is with him. Both are much tolerant in their journey. They overcome all the obstacles and problems with their ability of quick thinking. The novel proceeds at a fast pace and there is always some excitement resulting from the various encounters. There are many hair-raising, thrilling adventures, still exciting incidents in the novel. The most important feature of this adventure novel is time. It illustrates repeatedly that time is fickle, means changing frequently. It works for them or against them. In many cases, time foils their plans. In the end, Fogg wins the bet as he gained a day when crossing the international deadline. The ultimate message is that no one can control time. Time will work the way it wants to work and humans are at its mercy. Before his journey around the world, Phileas Fogg lived a solitary life. But by the end of the trip, he recognizes the importance of human connections. How? In the form of love with Aouda and in the form of friendship and loyalty with Passepartout. This new understanding and appreciation is the greatest thing he has gained from the trip. He has the opportunity to double his fortune, but he is motivated for the adventure. He is crazy for the adventure. He has nothing to do with money. Instead of that, he wants to preserve his worth to the members of the Reform Club to show that he can do what he sets out to do. Fogg spends nearly all his money along the way. Which way? On the way of his journey around the world in 80 days. He shows that riches are not what he is truly out for. Honor is more important for him. Throughout the entire trip, Fogg and his group encounter various obstacles standing in their way. Through these challenges, they learn to think quickly to come up with innovative solutions, even if the problems are complicated. They learn that no problem is unsolvable. Fogg also shows cleverness in coming up with the solutions in problems. Passepartout also shows his ingenuity in many situations. Now, we shall turn to the plot of the novel. Plot means the story or the course of events that make up the theme. Plot is created by the internal or external conflict. Plot may be simple or complex. Complex means there are many subplots. In this novel, the plot is complex because there are many subplots in this novel. Major characters in the novel are Phileas Fogg, he is the protagonist, means the main character, he is the hero in this novel. Passepartout is the newly employed personal attendant of Phileas Fogg. Then Auda, she is a Parsi Indian princess, and Mr. Fix is the detective. Phileas Fogg's travel around the world is the main plot of this novel. The subplots are: the suspicion that Fogg might be a robber is the first subplot. Readers also suspect that Fogg is a robber. Passepartout means his personal attendant also wonders where his master is a robber. Another subplot: various obstacles Fogg is striving through to reach London in time. Then Phileas Fogg and Auda's love. This adds romance and interest in the story. While traveling through India, Phileas Fogg comes across a princess. Her name is Auda. She is forced to end her life after the death of her husband. She is a Parsi Indian princess. She is married to an old Raja. She is forced to end her life with her dead husband. Fogg and Passepartout rescue her. Auda is very much thankful and grateful to both of them. She goes to England with them. Let us see the story in a nutshell. The story of Around the World in 80 Days begins at the Reform Club in England. Phileas Fogg, the major character in this novel, goes to the Reform Club every evening. Which characters are seen here? Phileas Fogg, Thomas Flanagan, Samuel Fallentin, and John Sullivan. What are they doing? They are sitting by a fireplace reading newspapers. They are talking about a bank robbery. This conversation regarding robbery leads to a wager. Wager means bet. Fogg is quite sure that he can travel around the world in 80 days. He is living a solitary life. He is brave, courageous, and determined. Now, he wants to travel around the world in 80 days. He wants to accept the challenge, but Sullivan doesn't believe it can be done. All the three persons, which three persons? Sullivan, Flanagan, and Fallentin set a wager in £20,000. Phileas Fogg accepts the challenge. Phileas Fogg departs from London on 2nd October 1870 at 8:45 p.m. His newly employed personal attendant Passepartout is with him in this journey. Mr. Fix, the detective, follows Fogg all over in this travel. Why? Because Fix believes that Fogg is the bank robber who has robbed a great sum from the Bank of England. Coincidentally, there is a bank robbery when Fogg leaves for his journey. So, the detective Fix thinks that Fogg has robbed the bank and now he is pretending to travel around the world to escape from the clutches of police. Actually, the person resembling to his appearance has robbed the bank, but Fix thinks that Fogg is a robber. Detective Fix puts obstacles in Fogg's paths. He has to arrest Fogg as he suspects strongly that Phileas Fogg is a bank robber. When will the detective Fix arrest Fogg? After getting a warrant from the legal authority from England to arrest the robber, and he thinks that Fogg is a robber. Only because of this suspicion, Fix follows Fogg all over the travel, means for 80 days. While reading the novel, the readers think that Fogg is a robber. He has robbed a great sum from the Bank of England. Passepartout, his personal attendant, trusts in Fogg's integrity. Still, he wonders whether his master Fogg is a robber. In his travel, Phileas Fogg goes through Brindisi, Suez, Bombay, Calcutta, Hong Kong, Yokohama, San Francisco, New York, and finally Liverpool. Fix arrests Fogg at Liverpool and this delays Fogg a bit. Who is Fix? Fix is a detective who has got a warrant to arrest the robber. We have already seen that Fix suspects Fogg that he has robbed the bank and so he follows Fogg all over his travel. Fix arrests Fogg at Liverpool, so it delays Fogg a bit. Delay where? in his travel around the world in 80 days and returning London. He thinks that he has missed the deadline and hasn't reached London in time. But in reality, he reached the full day earlier. Thus, Fogg wins the wager means bet. And one more important thing is that in the course of his travel, he also finds himself a worthy, charming and beautiful wife. Theme of this novel is time is fickle. No one can control time. Time will work the way it wants to work and humans are at its mercy. Second theme is importance of human connections. At first, Phileas Fogg lives a solitary life, but after his journey, he comes to know that human relations are important. He knows it in the form of love with Auda and in the form of friendship and loyalty with Passepartout. The third theme is honor is more important than money. Then, fourth is no problem is unsolvable. We can solve any problem with courage and with innovative solutions. Dear students, in this video, we have seen theme of the novel and plot of the novel. In the next video, we shall see the characters and synopsis of the novel. We shall also see which type of questions can be asked in the exam. So keep watching.